So about Weather Report, it took me longer than expected to finish the Jojos season. It is only 12 episodes, so I thought I would have finished it in a day or two. 2 days maybe if I started watching it late, but it ended up taking me like a week. I would watch like 1 or 2 episodes a day, and then something would come up and I would just stop there, or I would just not watch it entirely and go watch or read another series, which is why I don't like watching multiple series at once, since my attention gets divided. I only watch a series with multiple episodes or chapters one at a time usually, and then seasonal since it's just 1 episode a week, so them dubbing all of that at once kinda tripped me up. But I finished it 2 days ago. I mean, I read the manga so I already know what happens, but seeing it animated is really cool to watch, especially since I might have interpreted it in a different way than how it actually went down. Actually, that's probably the second biggest reason I like to see it animated. Not really that much in JoJo since most of it is colored, but in manga in general, because sometimes in manga when it's just black and white, it makes it harder to see details, especially in scenes that are supposed to be fast paced or just have a lot happening at once. So I have to stare at that panel for a minute and try to digest what's going on. I don't know if it is just me, but that's something that comes up sometimes. But yeah, back to the JoJo Stone Ocean anime. At the end I really highlighted Weather Report, not so much Weather Report himself but his stand. It is kinda confusing now that I think about it, since they are both called Weather Report, but when I say Weather Report I'm referring to his stand. We haven't really seen much about the person himself yet, so I'll focus on the stand. We got to see Weather Report display some of his abilities, and for the anime onlys, keep an eye on Weather Report, both the stand and the stand user. There is a lot more to both of them, they are really interesting. But yeah, today I'll just be talking about Weather Report to stand, about what we have seen so far about him and his abilities in the anime. Before that though, like and subscribe for future content. Alright, so as his stand name implies, his ability is obviously controlling the weather. He can do pretty much anything related to weather from the looks of it, from changing oxygen levels to forming clouds. He can do anything pertaining to weather as long as there's sufficient things in the area. Like he cannot create things out of thin air without having enough of whatever is needed in the area. Like for example, when they fought Jumping Jack, his stand couldn't just create more oxygen. He could only make use of what was left and couldn't just conjure more air. But still, even with that limitation, it is extremely strong still, because it's not too often that you will fight someone that takes away resources to use Weather Report. But it's not only manipulating oxygen. As I said, he could do pretty much anything related to weather. So that includes creating rainstorms for example, or thunderstorms or tornadoes. And with how he can physically move oxygen, he could possibly make vacuums too. Like how he accumulated all the oxygen in Jumping Jack's gravity zone to him and Jolene, so it might indirectly open more doors for other uses other than making weather. The one controversial ability with Weather Report though was the one that he used at the end. After they defeated Jumping Jack, Weather Report decided to stay inside while Jolene went outside to the courtyard since he is injured. Everything was going mostly smoothly until Jolene got shot by a prison guard, since she mistook him to be part of the Speedwagon Foundation. Weather Report heard the gunshots and wanted to go help Jolene, but he couldn't since he was injured. So he thought of the next best thing, which was to use his stand from where he was, which makes sense since his stand should be able to do long range attacks with it being able to control the weather and all. What he actually did though was what tripped me and others up the first time seeing it. It was the fact that Weather Report was able to create rainstorms of frogs. It was rationalized by the narrator talking about incidents where people reported raiding animals, and that the likely cause was them being swept up by storms and falling in other locations. But even with that explanation, it really makes no sense at all. The frogs that he made rain out the sky were poison dart frogs, and it turns out that those frogs live way out from Florida. They live around Central America in tropical forests. So unless Weather Report can use his stand literally anywhere on Earth at any spot, that makes no sense at all. His stand can probably reach pretty far, probably the farthest a non-remote stand can reach, but saying he can reach across a continent is more than a stretch. I mean, I don't really have an issue with the logic since it's Jojos, but with seeing how they try to rationalize it, it's just that it ended up causing more confusion. It would have probably been better to just not try to explain it and let the viewer enjoy the moment, because don't get me wrong, the scene is still really cool. It's just that trying to logic your way out of it doesn't work out. What's cool though is that it might also mean Weather Report can also make it rain different kinds of animals, not just frogs. Well, obviously not large animals like elephants or something, but small sized animals seem feasible since he was able to make it rain frogs. And with how they mentioned it being small animals, not just frogs specifically, he can make it rain several other types of animals, like snakes or rabbits or something, around that general size or smaller. This is kind of a spoiler. He doesn't end up doing this with his stand in the manga, but I still think it's possible with his stand boundaries. But yeah, that is pretty much all I have to say about Weather Report's stand. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe for future content. Peace.